G'day legends, so UFC Fight Night Brown versus Bonfim just wrapped up. I'm immediately going to film the post-fight recap video. Obviously, you're watching this at the regular time that I release the videos to not set anyone's schedules off. I know how MMA YouTube are. Don't like change, I don't like change, I don't like it. So, we're going to release this at the regular time, but it was a good, fun fight night card, wasn't it? Nothing too consequential really happened in the rankings. Another win for Bonfim. Not really any super controversial moments except for the stoppage in the main event that we're going to talk about. But overall, really fun and enjoyable fights. I'm sitting there watching this card and I'm thinking to myself, I missed a good Apex Fight Night card. I know that we had a good one last weekend, but there was just so much controversy that came out of it when it came to the fight fixing that went on, and we were all still getting over the Tom Aspinall eye poke, where this one was just a nice, good, flowy, fun Apex card, which sometimes isn't so bad. I know people like to trash the Apex cards, but are you an MMA fan or not? You know, like when UFC is not on, I will go and watch Cage Warriors, I'll watch Eternal, I'll watch One Championship, I will watch BKFC, I will watch combat sports on the weekend no matter what. And at least when it's down at the Apex, we get to see some old heads still scrapping, Rani Barcelos, we get to see some young up-and-comers and where they're at, and we get to see some veterans, like Bonfim versus Brown, Brown being the veteran in the UFC. So, let's break it down, let's talk about the card. Brown versus Bonfim, Randy Brown essentially on the back foot the entire fight, Gabriel Bonfim really playing the low kick game with Randy Brown. Randy Brown had some good low kicks in the first round, but Bonfim was pulling ahead, and then as he was pulling ahead with the low kicks, he really started to open up top. The swelling on Randy Brown's lead leg is obviously causing him some movement troubles, and you can see Brown trying to switch stances, but he's not too flowy when he is switching stances. Just how good is JDM? Just every time JDM goes through someone, they're never the same again. JDM merchandise available now at the Dougie's Corner store. Go check it out. But what happened at the end of the fight finishing sequence here, right? Big knee up the middle from Gabriel Bonfim, lands on Randy Brown's head, catches him on the cut. 2 minutes-ish into the video. Bit early to say this for monetization, but let's roll the dice. Kicks him in the dick. Kicks him right in the dick. Randy Brown hits the ground, is stunned, flashed for a second, and then wakes back up and covers up with these legs opened up. I think it was a little bit of an early stoppage for a main event. Let's have a look at it. Excuse me here, I've got to play it frame by frame, guys, because you know how the UFC are. So we're looking for, what do we got here? We got the big knee to the head, to the chin. Now, the knee does hit the head and the chin, but also look at the foot. Look at the foot as well. The foot is absolutely in the groinal region. It's absolutely in the penis region. So you've got a knee up the middle. You've got a foot to the dick. Yeah, that is obviously going to shock Randy Brown. One other thing I want you guys to notice as well is look at the time on the UFC clock down there. It's 3:24. Now, this entire sequence is going to be over in about the span of a second, 2 seconds. We're really talking like a small amount of time here. So Randy Brown gets pushed to the ground. They both fall over. Bonfim falls over. Randy Brown falls over. It's now 3:23 on the clock. This is where people saying was Randy Brown was out cold. Yeah, it has been the span of a second. We're now milliseconds into this. Randy Brown is looking up over at Gabriel Bonfim, taking a minute to see what has happened, and Randy Brown instantly covers his head up. It's now 3:22 on the clock from the knockdown. To Randy Brown reacting to the knockdown is 3:23 to 3:22. The fight is over in the span of a second. Randy Brown has covering, right? Randy Brown is intelligently defending himself by covering up. And you'll also notice Randy Brown's legs as well. Look at Randy Brown's, what is this? His left leg here. Look at his right leg and his left leg. As Gabriel Bonfim comes running towards Randy Brown moves his left leg out of the way to open up his guard. We don't know if Gabriel Bonfim was going to rain down ground and pound and Randy Brown was going to close his guard and pull it into a bit of a scramble. We don't know if Randy Brown was going to be able to shuck out of the way. We don't know if Gabriel Bonfim was going to start landing proper ground and pound and big elbows down the middle and actually hurt him. And that's the problem here. You're meant to stop the fight when a fighter can no longer intelligently defend themselves. What I see here is a fighter who has suffered just a quick flash knockdown after being kicked in the dick, who is intelligently defending his face from damage while opening up his guard while another fighter advances on him, Who knows what is going to happen in the next few sequences? I think for a main event, I would like to see a finishing sequence go for more than a second and a half. I would like to see a little bit more out of a finishing sequence. I'm only bringing it up because it is a talking point of the main event. I feel like it was a slightly early stoppage. That is all. To me, it was a bit of an early stoppage. But I'm not trying to be salty about it. I picked Gabriel Bonfim to win. Gabriel Bonfim did win. All's good, all's well that ends well for me. Just as an MMA fan, like to see a little bit more of an early stoppage. Matt Schnell, choked out by Jonathan Morales. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's move on from why isn't Matt Schnell still in the UFC? Just to give people a bump up the rankings, essentially, is why Matt Schnell is in the UFC. You know, that's what else can you say about this? Muslim Salikov slept in a single round by the GOAT, the Serbian powerhouse, Uros Medic. There are 3 top finishes in the UFC since 2021. I think one of them is Alex Pereira. I forget who they showed on the screen for number 2. And number 3, Serbia. Uros Medic. That means Australia has got 2 champions. We've got contenders in every division. And Serbia has got one of the top 3 powerhouses in the UFC. I'll tell you what, if you are half Australian, half Serbian, you'd be up right now. You'd be feeling yourself right now. And you should be feeling yourself. What can I say? It was a good fight, man. It was Muslim Salikov with a lot of power against Uros Medic. He can be a little bit chinny. But Medic, man, he just took the fight straight to him. It was over in a couple of seconds. Muslim Salikov looked his age, finally. He finally looked his age. Will Muslim be able to bounce back from this? I think he will. He's one of those blue-collar fighters. Like, his job is fighting. He loves being a fighter. I think he'll bounce back and be just fine. Hopefully, he doesn't lose too much power on that chin because, you know, Muslim Salikov does like to get scrappy. Can we start looking at Uros Medic to get a ranking in welterweight? Probably not. He's going to need way more wins than that. But let me enjoy the win while I can, chat. Come on, man. Chris Pedalia puts... What the hell would they... What the fuck happened there? Chris Pedalia puts it on Ishmael Bonfim, man. Dude, imagine not picking Chris Pedalia. Crafty pick by me. Crafty pick by me. Why does it keep doing that? There must be somewhere on the screen. Oh, you click on your profile. Go back. Go back. What was I saying? Right. I was worried that Ishmael Bonfim, right? He looked injured on the scales when he came into the fight, right? Looked like he was having some problem with his left shoulder. Turns out his left shoulder was absolutely fine. It was a crafty performance from Chris Pedalia. Didn't care about the extra 5 pounds on Ishmael Bonfim. The message was from Chris Pedalia that I came to Vegas for war, and I want war, and he gave us war. Good shots to the body. I saw some people giving round 1 to Bonfim. I didn't see that. I saw Ishmael Bonfim landing a lot on Pedalia's guard. Pedalia had a really nice high guard, was working the low kicks, was working the body. Bonfim was allowing some really slick combinations, but it was Cody Garbrandt-esque. You know Cody Garbrandt? He'll wing a lot of outside shots and they'll all land on the guard. That's a lot of what Bonfim was doing to me. And then Chris Pedalia just put on the pace and put on the pace, put on the pace. Round 2, knockout. Beautiful fight. God, this card, it was just fun. It was just a good, fun card, man. Let's move on. CLD versus Marco Tulio. Marco Tulio. I'm just trying to remember the fight here. CLD versus Marco Tulio. Oh, the spinning stuff. We're giving KLD number one. As someone who has really enjoyed the return of CLD ever since the RoboCop misstep, no more Apex. He needs the big cage. He's a long boy. He needs to flow. And we're all laughing at him for the spinny shit. We were laughing at Tom Aspinall a few weeks ago as well for the spinny shit. And the spinny shit is annoying, you know, especially when it's outside of range. Round 1, CLD throws a spinning wheel kick. Way too close. Out in the open. No jab to hide it. Nothing to hide it. Just throws it and he ends up on his ass underneath it. And you're going, why? But then he's able to scoot out of it. Get back on top. His counter grappling has come really nice. And yeah, he might not be the sexiest close range fighter. He might not even be the sexiest long range fighter. But he's throwing and he's aggressive. And I'm sorry, but in MMA, there doesn't really need to be the most technical guy in the world. Not everyone needs to be Ilia Topuria, Jack Della Maddalena, Islam Makhachev as well. Not everyone has got to be the most technical fighter. Sometimes just a good old fucking will to win and throw shit is enough to get the job done. And that's what Christian Leroy Duncan had here, and it's awesome to see. The fandom of CLD on my behalf continues on. It's also really great to be able to do a post-fight recap video where it's not just constantly shitting on the fighters, where there's some like great performances happening at the warehouse. Speaking of not always shitting on the fighters, Hyder Emil completely gave up underneath Josh Emmers. What a coward. He did. He gave up. He didn't like the takedown in the second. He didn't like the control time underneath. And the third round was just more of the same. Well done to Jamal Emmers, but it really was a case of like Hyder Emil accepting bottom position and Josh Emmers just beating the fuck out of him. So yeah, that one, I mean, it's ironic, isn't it? You go, oh, no shit talking here, no shit talking here, no shit talking here. Oh, g'day, Hyder Emil. Investigate him. Ricky Simon versus Raoni Barcelos. Cinema, happiness, joy, virility. All of these feelings wash over me when I watch this fight. Go back, if you missed the prelims, if you didn't get to watch this fight, go and watch this fight. I'm a massive Ricky Simon fan. As an old man myself, I'm a Raoni Barcelos fan. Raoni Barcelos is that blue-collar fighter. It's like, my job is to fight. I'm going to fight. I don't care if I get injured. I don't care if I get hurt. And he just does the work. Sits behind the jab, sits behind the low kick, understands the wrestling. Just a worker of a fighter. And Ricky Simon was giving it as good as he get and just slowly started to fall a step behind in the first round. And then in the second round, was it? Ricky Simon picks it up, wins the second round. I believe it was 1-1 going into the third for me. It was 1-1. Maybe I got it the other way around, but it was 1-1 going into the third. Third round, I gave to Ricky Simon. I gave this a 29-28. I wouldn't be surprised with a split decision to Ricky Simon. And the one thing that broke it up for me was the cage control, funnily enough. The very last scoring criteria. To me, that third round seemed so even on the feet. They both landed really well. I get why the judges picked Raoni Barcelos. I do. Because he had good moments. But Ricky Simon had really good moments in the third as well. And as the fight was wrapping up in that last minute, Raoni Barcelos was the one backing away from the exchanges, and Ricky Simon was the one chasing him down and putting the pressure on him. So I do feel like Simon should have gotten the win here. He didn't. Is it crazy to say a 37, 38-year-old bantamweight should be looking at a ranked opponent next? Yes. Will the UFC do it? No. If it was a sport, they would, but it's not a sport. It's a reality TV show. Raoni Barcelos absolutely deserves a ranked opponent. And Ricky Simon, I hope he went to bed last night with his head held up high, because that was a great performance against a guy who's peaking late, yeah? Mayra Bueno Silva versus Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti beat the shit out of her. I really like how Cavalcanti cheats in her fights. She does this thing where she grabs the gloves, pulls them in towards you, and then lands a counter. It's beautiful stuff. If you ain't cheating, you aren't trying. Joe Shokit versus Max Gem. I can't remember his first name. He's literally his first fight in the UFC. What was it? Max Gimenz. That's him. Max Gimenz, his first fight in the UFC. Josh Shokit, funnily enough, also his first fight in the UFC, but he's selling himself. Who cares about the fight? Well, let's talk about the fight. Joe Shokit with the power early, sleeps Max Gimenez. Max Gimenez is a fat jiu-jitsu nerd, which means he doesn't like violence. If you're into jiu-jitsu, you are anti-violence. You are grappling with someone else. Josh Shokit puts violence on the jiu-jitsu guy. Excellent stuff. Sleeps him. Great stuff. Really good stoppage. But it's the post-fight interview afterwards. You've seen it. You know it. It's being compared to Chael Sonnen. For so long, I have complained about these fighters not taking advantage of, and it's over now, we're on Paramount. They're not taking advantage of being on ESPN. They are the main event on sports, on the global sports channel on a Saturday night. And they won the fight, and the microphone with Bisping or Felder or whoever is in their face, and it's your 30 seconds to say something to the entire world on national television that is going to get clipped and put into TikToks and into Reels and into Shorts. And they go, I worked so hard to be here. I want to thank me mama and me papa, and I don't care what I get next, man. Glory to God. Oh, great, dude. Great. But not Josh Shokit. Josh Shokit remembers the lines, has a little speech, does a little call out with Walter Walker, gives us the Chael Sonnen. It's Josh Hokett versus Brazil, and Walter Walker's already on X, and he's already replied to the fight, and I guarantee you by the time this video comes out, it'll be clipped up, chopped up, reels will have been made. You will have seen the knockout, you will have seen Walter Walker's reply, and that is what builds energy. And now we've got Josh Hokett, a Colby Covington, Chael Sonnen-esque character in the fat division of heavyweight, and Walter Walker snatching heel hooks, and heavyweight's all of a sudden fun. It's fun. We've got Tom Aspinall. Did he quit against Cyril Gane? Doesn't matter what you think. If Tom Aspinall was hurt or Tom Aspinall was quit, it doesn't matter. It was a close first round, and Tom Aspinall could not continue. And it's fun now. And you've got Waldo Ortiz Acosta saying that Tom Aspinall quit. And it's fun now. Heavyweight has become fun again. It's great to see. I'm loving the injury. We've got the Balkan dude from Australia who slept in his car to win the fight. Remember, he was just on the Perth card. There's action at heavyweight. And it's so good to see. And Josh Hokett was part of that. It's awesome. Pennington versus Gomez, a lesbian one, who cares? And Marcos beat Jones. All right, good. And Zach Reese versus Jonathan. I didn't think Zach Reese could get it done in 3 days notice, but Zach Reese got it done. Ballsy fight. Get it? Because Zach Reese kept getting kicked in the balls. But well done to Zach Reese. Take it at catch weight. 3 days notice. Gets it done over McVeigh. Great fight night card. Great fight night card. Obviously, you can't give it a 10 out of 10. It's a bloody Apex card. Apex cards probably should be scaled on a different thing. You know, if this was in front of a crowd, if they did this just in Texas or in New Jersey, if they did this anywhere around America, if they did this in just a regular fight night card in front of a crowd, this would have been a great one. Really great one. Main event spoiled it a little bit. You got to give this card a 7.5 out of 10. You do. You got to give it a 7.5 out of 10. Really good fight night card. Awesome. So that's it. Let's wrap it up. Thank you all so much for joining me. My name is Dougie. I make MMA content all the bloody time. If you want to know when I make a new video or when I go live, hit the notification bell and the subscription button down there. Tonight's live stream is going to be the top 10 pickers in the Dougie's Corner community. Who's the best? Who's the worst? Let's find out together. It'll be good. I meant to say something else here. Oh, and all the bloody legends of the channel that always support the channel, your names are up on the next slide. Until then, I'll see you guys all in the next video. Have a good one. Goodbye.